Okay, this is from Children of Scientology. How Scientology raises adults in small bodies, aka kids. Childhood not required. Since your soul is 1 billion years old and your value is measured in stats. Dated May 11th. What do you get when you rule kids like they've grown up in tiny bodies? Teach them to take the blame for everything. Mormons do that as well. Apparently, a lot of religions do that. Weird. And call it spiritual advancement. Yeah. Scientology doesn't believe in childhood, or rest, or grief, or safety. But it does believe in you, as long as you're producing and contributing. Imagine what that does to a kid. Being raised in this way meant you weren't protected, but you were expected to contribute, obey, and never complain. Gotta wonder who came up with all this stuff. Interesting. Let's unpack what they really meant. Let's unpack what that really meant for us and our familial relationships and what healing might look like. All right, buckle up, because understanding Scientology, parenting, takes a little context and maybe a few deep breaths. Yeah, if you want to call it that. Let's dive into the weird, wild world of Scientology's take on kids. Spoiler alert, it's not warm and fuzzy. So what does Scientology really teach about children? First, the basics. L. Ron Hubbard in Child Dianetics dropped this gem. A child is not a special species of animal distinct from a man or woman. A child is a man or woman who has not attained full growth. And that's not a recipe for pedophiles, is it? Translation. Scientology doesn't see kids as kids. Nope. They're just tiny adults. Apparently LAPD thinks that too. Clearwater PD. Or as Hubbard would say, ageless spirits in little bodies. And here's the kicker. Then he said, any law which applies to the behavior of men and women applies to children. Isn't that wonderful, you guys? Especially when it comes to kissing a 7-year-old girl passionately from a grown man. Apparently, a lot of those Scientology men, they're totally on board with that. Seems like everyone is. Sound dangerous. Yeah, that's because it is. So let's examine just why this is so messed up. If kids are just little adults, they lose their childhood. They lose their rights. They lose protections designed specifically for their vulnerability. Now they're equals, expected to pull their weight like everyone else. Forget bedtime stories and cuddles. Oh, don't. I'm trying not to get upset here. Welcome to group member status. That's the groupthink, where you're a resource for Scientology's needs. Pure black magic of them, isn't it? Parasiting off everyone. Traditional parent-child roles, poof, gone. Instead, kids become ageless spirits in tiny bodies, valuable only if they're contributing. Oh, and bodies, just meat. Scientology doesn't value them much, except maybe to carry more Scientology pamphlets. Let's not forget about Scientology's greatest good doctrine. Very brave new world of them. Just so everyone knows, it's not just Scientology. Everything in Scientology revolves around the greatest good for the greatest number of dynamics. Translation: what's good for Scientology is good for the world. So naturally, every little decision, big or small, has to prioritize Scientology. This means your health, irrelevant. Your dreams, doesn't matter, like Philip Gale. Your happiness, who cares? Unless, of course, your dreams align perfectly with the church. Spoiler, they probably don't. And remember, in Scientology, all bad things that happen to you, they're your faults. Try to remember that. I just watched Cults to Consciousness. I think the name of the cult in New Zealand was called Gloria Vale. It was very bad. It reminds me of all of this. Here's another Hubbard special. You pull in all the bad things that happen to you. Car accident, illness, assault. You brought it on yourself. Why? Because you must have done something bad. Maybe even in a past life. Can't find the memory? Don't worry. Scientology will help you invent one. Yep. Welcome to False Memories 101. And if you show emotions like pain, fear, or grief, well, you're low tone and not worth anyone's time. Feeling bad is basically only for losers in Scientology. That's why we see everyone walking around the way they look. It's very sad. Especially for the children. What about those suppressive persons or SPs, otherwise known as the big bad boogeyman? Here's a Scientology nightmare. If you criticize Scientology or displease the group, you risk being declared an SP, a suppressive person. That means you're pure evil, beyond redemption and contagious. Once you're declared an SP, you're completely cut off until you recant. Family, friends, everyone in Scientology is compelled to disconnect or be declared suppressive themselves. To a Scientologist, being declared SP is worse than death. This fear keeps parents, siblings, and friends in line and willing to abandon you in a heartbeat. The biggest gaslighting of all, you're expected to always be able to make it go right. Even kids. I mean, that's what's paying the LAPD's overtime. I mean, someone's got to pay them those big bucks, right? Child slave labor. This is the golden rule. Anything can be accomplished if you just try hard enough. Failure isn't an option. That's like the military. If you don't succeed, you're not trying. If you're suffering, it's your fault. And let's not forget, complaining or being critical just means you have crimes. And reporting outside of Scientology is a crime. This creates a perfect storm for kids. They can't express their feelings safely. They blame themselves for everything. They're trained to mute their voices entirely. They have zero advocacy. Yeah, and when you try to advocate for the kids, they either call you a critic or various government officials like to label you as protesters and go after you. And what about the dark side of ethics? Scientology's ethics, policies, and punishments are its way of keeping everyone in line. What does that mean for kids? Victim blaming, shaming, punishment, and threats. Anything unacceptable gets handled by ethics, which basically means the child is blamed for whatever happened to them. And if a crime like abuse occurs, reporting to outside authorities is forbidden. Funny how none of these old ancient men talk about that. Isn't that weird? They like to call people like Jamie Mustard or just make fun of him and say there's a war going on. And, that's just one person. Maybe they liked being audited by children. I mean, one does wonder. Free to ask questions. Only Scientology can fix things, which just ensures that perpetrators face no real consequences. That seems to be a subject that a lot of these people talking about what's wrong in Scientology, they never talk about it. So, if there's an omission of talking about perpetrators and children abused, make it make sense. So what's the fallout of growing up like this? Growing up in Scientology can leave you with a unique set of survival skills and scars. Here's what life as a Scientology kid can teach you. Hyper-independence. Because no one else has your back. Yeah, it also includes parentification, because you're making the child be the adult. Or, they really do love to have those child nannies in there. How many times have we seen those kids watching kids? No room for problems there, is there? Inauthenticity, because being real isn't safe. Perfectionism, because failure is not an option. Lack of education, because real-world laws, rights, and knowledge aren't taught. Age-inappropriate lessons in relationships, because kids are fair game romantically. That's pedophilia. I'm just going to say what it is. LAPD's behind that too. No, I can't say all LAPD. I'm just saying, I mean, you guys can't tell me that the LAPD officers out there waltzing around in the parade don't know that 12 and 13-year-old girls are being married up. You can't tell me that. I wouldn't believe it. Birds of an MF feather. You learn that your value is tied to your productivity, your ability to further Scientology's goals. Nothing more, nothing less. And for an additional layer of exploitation, because, we need more, and add the billion-year Sea Org trap. For kids, the end game is often the Sea Org, Scientology's paramilitary group. Recruitment starts young, with promises of adventure, travel, and education. Maybe that's why a lot of these folks don't talk about it. They were recruiting the kids. I mean, if we're honest, a lot of them were recruited as kids. So, I mean, the sickness goes deep, man. You're often pretty miserable at home. So prime picking for recruiters who stalk you, love bomb you. I think those names should be released of all these recruiters. The ones that recruit the children. Who stalk you, love bomb you, flatter and flirt with you. Isn't that great, you guys? Flirting with children. Shit is sick. It's sick. Make you feel seen and heard, and even important, at least long enough, to get you to sign on the dotted line. Spoiler, you get none of the things you're promised. Instead, you'll work endlessly, sleep rarely, eat minimally, have no life outside. And if you struggle, it's your fault. You'll be punished with more ethics. I personally believe all of that right there is complete black magical spell. That's what I think. Falling or failing in the Sea Org is pretty much guaranteed, unless you're an android. In wanting to leave for any reason simply means you have crimes. Sensing a pattern here? Isn't that how all the Nausea stuff happened? You guys know what I'm talking about. And the word on the curb was that the mustache man was into dark occultism. And I don't mean just any old hidden stuff. Either way, it's pretty hard to escape. Thanks to the snitching culture, 24/7, 1984 style, monitoring constant roll calls, and even drills designed to track down escapees. I look forward to the day where the LAPD does turn on Scientology. There's got to be some in there. Or the retired ones. I mean, along with the public, because now the public is getting to know all of this. Scientology has labor trafficking pretty much perfected. Yeah, almost like the same people that we go to for help have created these. Even billing its staff for all their training if they dare to leave. Until you settle your debt, you'll be considered a freeloader. So persona non grata. In the real world, that's called debt bondage. Who knew? Yeah. Who do you guys think created that one? And what's the cost if you leave Scientology entirely? Well, leaving Scientology as a child means losing everything: family, friends, and any sense of security, place to live, food, clothing. You're starting over from scratch without even the language to describe what you've been through. It means heading off into the dangerous WOG world on your own, scary stuff. And what about healing? It's a long, hard road. Some of us make it out, some don't. But if you're reading this, you're already one of the lucky ones. So if you're navigating life after this childhood, take it slow and one step at a time. You'll need to relearn, even learn, what it means to be human. Give yourself permission to feel, to fail, to just be. And no matter what, remember, it wasn't your fault. You were a kid, and you deserved better. Check back here for more survivor tips and tricks. And please share any you have in the comments. We need everyone we can get. So I will leave a link in the description box. Like and subscribe if you choose. Otherwise, have an amazing day or night wherever you are. Peace.